Hi guys. Now, how am I going to handle only working one job and dealing with bills at the same time? Well, I have to just delay gratification. Like, I can't spend as much as I want to now because I'm only working one job. That means less pay. So, when I was working two jobs, I could buy whatever I wanted and I didn't have to save up for it. And, I just bought it instantly. And that's what kept me going to actually want to work two jobs, is because I knew that I was going to get it right back. But now my financial literacy has to kick in, saying that, hey, I only have one job. I can't just buy what I want. I have to make sure that the bills are paid first, and then I actually have to save up for what I want and make sure that I have all the necessary, everything that I need taken care of, necessary things that I need taken care of first before I go and just buy anything that I want. Of course, if it's for a business expense, then I'll buy it and then I'll just have to recoup whatever I spent. But I cannot just go ahead and just buy things that I want anymore. I can't just go randomly buy clothes. I can't buy expensive foods. I can't go out as much. Mostly I could do is just pay for the gas for the car. Obviously, I don't have my own car yet, so and eventually I need to man up and buy a car because depending on other people for a ride and depending on Uber apps and rideshare apps is not the best way to go because when it's raining, Uber decides to double charge the price. Sometimes Lyft is cheaper than Uber, but you just never know what you're gonna get. And you're spending on daily rides every day, so it's like it adds up every week. So therefore, in order to save most of your paycheck, you want to just at least have a car, at least that you pay your car insurance, you pay your car note, or you don't have a car note, but at least you have the mobility to just freely go without having to depend on anybody but yourself. Now, I think the most thing that's going to stress me out is figuring out something that works so that I'm not just constantly working, because I don't want to just have to work a 9 to 5 for the rest of my life because it gets tiring doing the same thing over and over again. So of course I want to just do something else, but we all have to just realize, like, hey, eventually you outgrow your position and you just want to move on to the next level, and that's where I'm kind of like at. I just don't want to see myself as a fitness person or a gym front desk associate for the rest of my life. Unless I promote myself and I get promoted, then maybe, but if not, I would rather do something else. But yeah, it's gonna be a struggle just mentally because now I'm gonna have a lot of free time to just either relax or pick up extra hours. And what I've been doing right now is just picking up extra hours just so that I don't feel it as much as I would had I just relaxed and rested. But it's also good to have rest because now I can actually see a difference and I feel a difference. I feel a lot happier. I feel less stress. I feel less anxiety. Like, I always had anxiety. I was always tired, so but I always had money. But now since I don't have any money, that's gonna change now. So, and plus I wasn't saving when I did have two jobs. So now it's gonna force me to save because now that I have no other option or no other way out, there's no instant gratification coming in. I have to now save my money like I was supposed to be during this whole entire time. Of course I have savings, but I wasn't saving everything. Mostly it's like when you work two jobs, it's like you work so hard and then it's like you get paid. It's like you want to treat yourself, you want to pay yourself for working so hard because you're dealing with all these people and you have patience, and it's like I'm not gonna sit here and just work for the rest of and then just do 40 hours and then not be able to buy what I want. Like, no, I'm gonna buy what I want so it could keep me there, because once you are just working to work, it sucks. It really does, because you really have to deal with so many people, and customer service is always right. So they just think that you're wrong. So this is why, like me, I'm gonna just treat myself. The manager might be on you for one day. Guess what? I'm gonna buy the food that I like, so now I don't have to worry about that. But now I can't really do that anymore. So, which is a-okay. I don't mind that I cannot treat myself as much as I possibly can, because literally now I've gotten everything that I kind of wanted, so I don't want anything anymore. Everything, and I made sure that I did a plan so that I wouldn't be stressing after I left. I made sure I paid off majority of my debt before I left, so that was the plan. So even if I didn't save any money, but I had my debt paid off, so now I wouldn't have to stress to find another job to, replace that other one, just so that I could have money. But yeah, I mean, right now I get to pretty much do family things now. I get to go to barbecues, I get to go to, birthday parties, I get to go to just any event that pops up. I get to go to Swish Splash. That's gonna be an event that I'm gonna end up going to in July. 4th of July I could do. Yeah, I'm not scheduled, so I don't have to request time off for that, and it's gonna be a good feeling. Like I finally get to have free will to actually enjoy my life, and that's what's making me happy right now. And the fact that I chose money over wealth and over health, you know, it will show up on your face. Like literally, like you'll literally see how many eye bags you have. Like you'll literally be so tired. You'll literally walk slow. Like you will literally not feel yourself. You'll literally want to take naps all day. You know, there are days where I would literally, before I start work, take a nap real quick just to get, revived. Because if it wasn't for that nap, then I probably wouldn't have made it through the shift legitly, because I never drank coffee. I never drunk energy drinks. And that's another thing. When you drink energy drinks and you drink Celsius, if you drink coffee, like it's just a crash waiting for you to happen. Like it'll destroy your mental, like it'll destroy your health, like your stomach could hurt. You could literally just crash out and be so jittery, because you could be all over the place. You could be like, attention tantrum, just because you've drunk so much coffee. you know like, yeah, it keeps you awake in that moment, but at the same time it's like the dependence on the coffee. Like I don't want to have to wake up and spend extra money just because I need coffee, because I'm tired, because I'm working way too many hours. No, that's why I say let me just stick to a regular schedule. Let me just have one job that pays just enough so that I don't have to work two jobs, because working two jobs is just going to make it harder. You're going to run yourself dry, and I don't want to run myself dry from working two jobs. Like working two jobs is not it anymore. Like it was good when I was like 18, 19, but now that I'm 29, I can't do the back and forth no more. The only reason why I was even able to do two jobs in the first place is because my job was literally right across the street from each other. So literally when I got off for work from one job, I could walk over across the street and get to that other job. But even when doing that was kind of dangerous, because there were cars coming through, so you had to watch carefully before crossing the street so that, you didn't, nothing happened to you while you were trying to get to work, you know because I didn't have a car, and if my job was far away, I wouldn't be able to do it. But thank you for watching this video. A lot has changed ever since that I left my other job. Thank you.